Welcome to the podcast, where we introduce you to incredible humans who share their journeys with the mission to inspire you to harness your own inner tenacity to drive your life and career forward. And now, your host, Adam Posner.
We are back with Adria Ferrier, and we had a fun night last night.
Yes.
We will leave out some of the details. Some of them. We had a very nice time, and thank you to Evan White for connecting us. We had a great dinner last night at the Eiffel Tower restaurant in Las Vegas, not in Paris, but in the Paris Hotel, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and the restaurant was up like high. You could see the whole strip. It was really nice.
It was nice,
Yeah.
and we had a nice dinner. We had lots of laughs. It was fun and everything. And then we started talking about what we all do. And we were going around the horn here, and the work that you do, we'll get into a second, is morbid. But morbid doesn't mean that it's not something, because that is part of life. It's an unavoidable part of life, death and taxes, and that's what it's all about. So I would love for you to share the story of what you created and why.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it. I used to be an investor. I know sometimes they're not so popular outside of investing circles, but so I'll admit it. But
shame.
But yeah, when I was there, my mom passed away, and we expected her to pass away. So she had a will, but we didn't think of all the extra things like passwords and where accounts are and what her life insurance provider is. I didn't know, because you're so preoccupied with actually losing your parent,
Grieving and going through the process.
and trying to stay up to date on your career, do your work, not have it really impact everything else in your life when your personal life is really in chaos. And so I didn't realize how much would come at me after her death. And there's actually stats, it takes 400 hours to settle someone's estate and affairs. And you have to do that during the workday. And so...
Right, you're trying to grieve and have it 3 days. Some companies are like, give you 3 days, 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, my employer was wonderful, and they gave you more time off. But I mean, even that is just time to grieve. And then, a lot of people think that then everything goes back to normal, but you're calling life insurance providers and you're trying to get into their Facebook and
Their credit cards, and how do you...
So many people are harassed by credit cards and they think they have to pay them. And so, there just needs to be some guide through this process. So that was how Elayne started.
How soon after your mother's passing did you decide to create this product and company?
I wrestled with it for a while because I was like, do I want to take this on? It's a tough subject. It was kind of traumatic going through it.
Of course.
And then do I want to circle back and live in this? And I think, it got to the point where I was like, I have to change this for other people, for other families going through it. I had a lot of privilege going through it, but I kept thinking, if say I couldn't just pay for something, what would happen? And there needs to be structures. Yeah.
So, because we were talking about this at dinner last night too. My parents have my brother and I joke about it, but it's not the death folder. I said that last night, and it's literally called the death folder. My brother and I have, it's like literally like the nuclear codes the president carries around, and it's a folder that I've hidden in my house. It's in like the, it's almost a comedic
Fireproof.
Novelty Ziploc plastic bag, and then in my firebox.
Yes.
And it's so old school, but I thought about it for a while, and we would make fun of my parents for it, but I'm like, you know what? They're making our lives easier when their time comes. They're like taking the burden off us. So if we could have a product that does that, where we're paying it forward to our next of kin, isn't that like one thing you could take
It's
off
the
of
ultimate act of love, I think. If you prepare everything, and it doesn't even have to be, at the end of life, you put it together. It can be you have a new child and you want to make sure that guardianships are set up. Yeah, there's things happen. And so I think it also gives us a level of comfort if you have that. So we've since expanded from just post-loss support to helping you optimize and digitize these folders. And it's all built on AI. So it's a cool live experience.
What skills did you have that gave you the confidence to say, All right. I could skill stack it for a little bit here. I'm going to go out and build something for
I
myself.
have no idea. I
Just
covered
fucking
healthcare before.
fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I was like, okay, I can one step at a time, and I try and find people who know things that I don't. So as I
That's what
build
makes
my
you smart.
team,
I mean, that's really what it is.
as I build the team out, like they have different competencies in areas that I know nothing about, but I trust them, and yeah, it's been working really well.
You hire people that are smarter than you in the areas that you don't know how to do, and you build
Yes.
around them, and you trust them.
Yes.
It's called leadership. It's called
Thank you.
what was that first road bump, that first proverbial punch in the face as a founder when you were building this product? Maybe it was a thesis or a thought you had that just didn't go as you planned.
That's a great question. I think we're still figuring it out. So we went to Y Combinator last year. And then I've been thinking this would be a great benefit for employers. And it's employers, it's a tougher sell than I expected. And I think it's a lot of education. That's actually probably what it is.
Education.
Educating employers and different groups on why this is important. Because the people who have been through it, they get it right away. They're like, yes, we need this, we should bring this in. And the people who haven't been through it are lucky enough not to have been through it. Sometimes they ask why.
So let's talk about how this fits into a corporate benefit policy and the need for it. I mean, I've seen not exact products out there. I've seen similar support factors out there, but you're an analyst by trade. That's your background. When you looked around at, I say maybe the Fortune 500, how many of these Fortune 500 companies even have something like this? Roughly. I mean, if you do a number, I mean, I'd be deeply impressed.
They don't really. So some of them have
not?
EAPs that refer you out to a lawyer. A lawyer will make your will or will make you your trust, but it will kind of sit in your bedside table collecting dust. It won't send you a notification if it says, oh, did you just have a baby? You should probably update all of these beneficiaries, these guardians. It's not live. And they also don't capture all your assets. And so, yeah, upfront planning, there is this misconception that it already exists. But I think when people experience it, they understand it doesn't. And post-loss, there's nothing. It's one of those things that people don't want to talk about. And they think, okay, it's a week and then you're over it and everything's done. The funeral's done, but that's when it starts.
Hey everyone, we'll jump right back into the conversation, but first let's talk about a game changer in hiring, Greenhouse. Greenhouse is the leading hiring platform that helps companies get measurably better at hiring. Because when it comes to building great teams, every hire should be the right hire. With Greenhouse, you don't just fill roles, you transform your hiring with a structured process that ensures fairness, removes bias, and enables data-driven decisions. AI-powered workflows in Greenhouse streamline every step from sourcing top talent to personalizing the candidate experience, allowing recruiters to focus on strategic, high-impact hiring that drives real business outcomes. The result? A faster, more efficient process that turns talent into a true competitive advantage. Over 7,500 companies, including HubSpot, Duolingo, Gong, JD Power, and Scout24, trust Greenhouse to optimize their hiring process and take candidates from talented prospects to top performers. And it's not just the best hiring platform, it's also a great place to work. Greenhouse has been recognized by Fortune, Inc. magazine, Glassdoor, Forbes, and more as a top workplace. Want to hire better, faster, and more fairly? Visit greenhouse.com today and get ready to hire for what's next. All right, back to the show.
Has this been a hard sell? Has this been a hard sell into companies? What's a I know the value. So
Yeah.
it's a value add, it's a benefit,
Yes.
but it's also a cost to the employer.
Yeah.
How do we get there?
The ROI is there. So we take the estate settlement process down from 400 hours to 50 hours. And that's assuming we don't have anything on the family member that passed away. If we already had information on that family member, it's even shorter. So it's kind of, I think of it kind of like maternity benefits. Like maternity benefits help employees come back to work, minimize stress. And this is the same thing. Like they're both parts of life.
What type of advisors are you surrounding yourself with that are professionals in this space, and what have they taught you from a product standpoint?
So I would say Y Combinator has been amazing there. And that kind of going back to your question about how I tried to figure this out, I was like, where can I go where it's all happening? Where like all the AI is happening, all of the innovation in tech is happening. And so I was like, we have to go to YC or I don't want to build this. And so, yeah, we got in on our first try and they were really supportive. And yeah, I think it's just like learning from that group that they've really helped shape the product.
And where are you at now? How big is the team?
The team is 4 with capacity of 19. So we've partnered with a bunch of care managers that just focus on the space. And so they're helping users go through the process. And we're looking for 2 more engineers. So amazing engineers, if you hear this.
I am a recruiter and we'll talk about this offline. We have a great network of engineers in the space there too. What other, aside from the tactical estate planning and have everything in one place, are there other resources built into the tool for grieving, support groups, the whole gamut of grievance support?
Not yet. So right now we're just partnering with the APs that provide healthcare benefits and we'll refer you out to that. Our mission is really to take all of the admin off your plate so you can do that. But eventually, yeah, I'd love to have communities and meetups and just make it less of a stigmatized topic. Because it's part of life and it's caring for your family. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one way or another. What's on the horizon for you? What's the next mountain you're gonna be climbing?
Well, we just launched our new version of the product March 1st, and
that's my birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I mean, someone says your birthday on the day. That's my birthday.
Yeah. Well, it's a good day then. And we're opening a small D2C channel because we put up a sign up page and had people sign up.
That's actually my next question. Like, how do we take it from enterprise to retail?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to be in people's lives ahead of their loss, which is why we were thinking of enterprise. But in the meantime, I mean, there's a lot of people to help because we can see whenever one of our articles on like how to close accounts or what to do if someone passes away is viewed, and it's really frequent. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes.
And your mom is Elayne, right?
No, my mom. So the company is incorporated under her name Ildiko, but Elayne is how we're going to market, and it means a ray of light through the clouds. So,
you are making her proud.
Thank
you.
You
are honoring her. This is what happens in life when there's something stronger, more powerful, a calling that you don't expect it at the time.
Yeah.
You weren't looking for it, but it points you in the right direction. Do you feel like you really found your purpose at this stage of your career in life?
That's a really sweet question. No one's ever asked me that question. I think so. I feel completely differently getting up in the morning now, and knowing that we're going to make a difference here, and just make our little corner of the world a little brighter.
Doesn't it change everything when you're doing something for like the right reason versus working for a corporation, or maybe it's a cool HR tech product, right? But this is gonna actually help people at their lowest point. So I applaud you. I'm going to be following along, supporting you guys wherever I can here. Where can folks find you? Where can they connect? Where they can learn more?
Thank you. At Elayne.com is our main website, and we have get.elayne.com /the podcast, but we can send you the link so it's easier.
This is awesome. Let's throw another little curveball question in here while we have another minute here. You've had an interesting career, different sides here. And everyone in their career gets career advice, right? You're getting it, you're receiving it. What is that single best piece of career advice that you've ever received that you take action on every day and you pay it forward?
I do love mentors. I think it's like find mentors who are amazing and invest in you, and then try and pay it forward. You know, I have a couple, especially women in investing or women founders, that I try and mentor with the limited wisdom that I have. But it's also,
Don't undersell yourself, please.
but you do find older people have reached out to me who are more progressed in their careers, and they've been so helpful. So mentorship is, I know everyone says it, but it really, if you engage in it, it's amazing.
Awesome. This has been a great conversation here. We're going to keep it moving here on the podcast. We're going to link up everything. And are you hanging out tonight for the Timbaland concert?
Yes. It's going to be great. I have high expectations.
I think it's going to be a good one. Our friends over here at Greenhouse have a nice VIP table that we could roll up with.
Yes.
I know the pods over there, and that's going to be the secret word for the guest list tonight. We're going to have a good time. We're going to continue the good times from last night. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much.
Likewise.
Wisdom is forever, but for us, it's time to go. Thank you for joining us. Luckily, we'll be back with our next episode soon, jam-packed with more incredible humans. Thank you for listening, subscribing, and sharing. To join the conversation, search the podcast on LinkedIn. And to catch up on past episodes and more info, please visit www.thepodcast.com.